My name is Elias Cohen. I'm 23 years old, and I arrived in St. Petersburg on September, at the beginning of September. I came here with one of my friends of the same university. So before LETI, I was studying in France, in the town of Compiègne. My university is University Technology of Compiègne, UTC, and I was doing a formation in mechanics. And the last year of my program, I get specialized in electronics. So I arrived in LETI, and I was studying in the FEA department, which is automation and robotics. So for 6 months, I took 5 months. I took different courses, such as modern control of theory, or course based on control or automation. I choose to go in Russia because in my university in France we have several possibilities to different countries, and they proposed me, I had the choice to go in Colombia or in Russia, but for personal choice I chose Russia because it's a place who I was curious about this country for a lot of reasons, particularly for history, culture, for people, and for the language. And so I choose Russia after a kind of examen, and I get accepted here. I study, I told you, like control, automation, and it was a very interesting adventure because the system of education is very different than in France. And we were in little group of students. We were studying in English, I precise. But from another part, I was studying in Russian language too, a lot. We have intensive course in Russian. Now I can't have a little conversation in Russian, but my level is not so good. But it was really interesting to discover this new country, and the education, the way to give some courses, the approach, because of course we see different methods of resolving problems, so it was very interesting. Mm-hmm. So the environment of the university was very nice. People were very friendly, and so with my friend we adapt ourselves very fast. And we saw it's very different because in France we are a lot in class, and so we don't have a lot of attention, for example. And here we were close to student and even to teacher, so we could ask questions. It was a very interesting way to learn courses. And about the university, it's very different from France too, the system, but it was a very nice experience. So what can I say about maybe the city, St. Petersburg? So I love this city for many reasons, because of course it's a story, it's a city of history, was printed by history. So you can see just the architecture, or I don't know, places, just the Neva too, it's very impressive. And at the beginning we were kind of scary about St. Petersburg, about people, because they look like very, I don't know how to say, cold at the beginning, but when you start to know them, and when you just start to speak with them, you see that it's completely false. We had a great experience with Russian people, and a lot of fun, yeah. So it was a very interesting trip, because at the same time we learned a lot of things, but we had great experiences. We traveled to different places like Moscow or Veliki Novgorod, and St. Petersburg. There is so many things to do. A lot of museum, a lot of place to have fun too, and it was a great trip.